Another onslaught of new releases, new fragrances launching soon. And this time, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a fragrance I worked on with another brand. If you haven't already heard, I worked on a fragrance with Jusbox. And I'm going to go ahead and give you details on that and a bunch of other fragrances that are going to launch soon. If you want to find out about these fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. Yes, we're talking about new fragrances. I do a video like this every few weeks, although lately I've been talking about a lot about fragrances from the designers who are launching their privé or luxury collections. Ropion last week on Friday. DIOR had their, what is it called? The ESPRITS, the Parfum collection. And then tomorrow you should see a video on the new Valentino fragrances as well. So stay tuned for that. But there's a load of fragrances here. And the first one I'm going to talk to you about is from Jusbox. I did a video some weeks ago mentioning that I collaborated with Jusbox. I am not the perfumer on it, by the way. More like the creative director on this fragrance, which hasn't been fully announced yet. But I do want to let you guys know it is coming soon. It will drop on the 18th of August, and it's going to be a HARRODS exclusive. So a month-long exclusivity at the HARRODS boutique in London. And then also on the 29th of August, there's an event, a meet and greet with the perfumer Julien Rasquinet, who I worked closely with on this Jusbox fragrance. Again, I'm not the perfumer on this fragrance. Some of you were complaining that I'm acting like a perfumer. I'm not really acting like a perfumer on this. No way. Basically, the brand came to me and asked me they wanted to collaborate. Then basically I gave them my ideas, and they are launching a fragrance. And I had to choose. I was, given a choice of perfumers, and I worked with. I wanted to work with Julien Rasquinet. So on the 29th, there is an event. One of the hour-long sessions sold out, so HARRODS decided to add a second time slot, and there's a few more spots left. So if you want to meet me, Julien Rasquinet, the founders of Jusbox, and you're in London, obviously, on the 29th, please sign up in the forum below. So as this launch gets closer, I will announce more info on the actual fragrance. But as of now, basically, it's a collaboration with Jusbox, a brand new fragrance they're launching after Karaoke Heart from last year. And I'm very excited about this fragrance. Really, really excited. I hope you guys are going to like it. It's a Patchouli Gourmand. It has vanillic notes, ambery notes, honeyed notes, milky notes, spices. So stay tuned for that. Again, if you're in London on the 29th, the event, the second slot they gave us was 3 to 4 p.m. I believe the first one was 6 to 7 or 5 to 6. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be at both. So if you're around, come by and let's meet and talk about this new Jusbox fragrance. So the second fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Dior's Sauvage Eau Forte. So it's a fifth flanker now, right? We've got Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Parfum, Elixir. Now we've got a fragrance that's actually created by Francis Kurkdjian for the Sauvage collection. And basically he probably took the formula and, twisted it and created the Eau Forte version. It's featuring notes of musks, spices, white lavender, and woodsy notes. I'm a bit bored of this collection. Not my favorite, although the Elixir is quite nice. It's a luxurious take on the original Sauvage. Let's see what he does with Eau Forte. Not holding my breath too much, but I'll always check out a fragrance created by Francis Kurkdjian because he is a legend and he does some amazing fragrances. And as I was saying earlier, I shot a video and aired it last week on the DIOR ESPRITS de Parfum fragrances that also are launching soon. Although I just found out from my sales associate and DIOR rep that this is now going to be launched in the States, this collection, in the fall. I think somewhere around October. But I thought it was launching in August, but now it's moved to around the fall, October or so. But yeah, DIOR Sauvage Eau Forte. Before I move on to the next fragrance, by the way, Sauvage collection launched men's skincare, and I got to sample some of the products. I was gifted some samples at a store, and I do have to say the face wash is amazing. I'm gonna have to go buy some of that, but it's so good. It was really great. nice lather. It's actually black, but it really does a clean job on the face. So let's move on to the next fragrance. It's Hugo Boss Bottled Absolu. So they did 2 elixirs, now they're doing an Absolu. Leather Accord, Earthy Patchouli, Cedarwood Essence. Only listing the 3 notes for this fragrance, and I don't even know if this actually even smells like Boss Bottled anymore. It's so different than what Boss Bottled is all about. Boss Bottled was kind of an apple-y, warm, spicy, woody, ambery kind of a fragrance. Where is the apple? Nowhere to be found. Still want to get my nose on this flanker. We'll see what it is. Is this the start of a new set of Absolu fragrances? Like they did Triumph Elixir, and then they did the original Elixir, obviously. Moving on to a niche house, it's by KILIAN's Old Fashioned. It's a fragrance inspired by the Old Fashioned cocktail, but I think this name is not good for a fragrance. A lot of people want new. When they look at it and they don't know it's a series of fragrances inspired by cocktails, they're going to be like, why do I want to smell Old Fashioned, right? But I'm always curious about boozy fragrances, and I'm going to definitely get my nose on this one. It's created by Sidonie Lancesseur. Wheat Absolute, Davana Essence, Everlasting Absolute, Cedarwood Essence, Styrax, Tolu Balsam. Sounds nice, right? It's a whiskey cocktail, sort of like a Negroni. I'm not a fan of the Old Fashioned. I love Negronis, but I'm hardly drinking lately. But definitely love the idea of a boozy fragrance. KILIAN does great boozy fragrances. I always wish they were stronger on me than they are. But definitely going to get my nose on Old Fashioned, even though I don't care for that name. So Frédéric Malle is launching a new fragrance from the Desert Gems collection. And so Dominique Ropion has created Hope. It's already selling. I saw it at Harrods for about $850. So I'm assuming in the States it'll be about $1,200, maybe $1,100. So this is the 3rd Desert Gems collection fragrance. And I think this is the first fragrance without Frédéric Malle involved at all, because he stepped down after Acne Studios. But always curious to try a Dominique Ropion created oud fragrance for the Desert Gems collection. The previous ones are Promise and The Night. This is Hope, featuring notes of amber, leather, oud, vetiver, juniper, pink pepper. Sounds nice, right? I feel like amber is kind of coming in style. I think somebody sent me an email or message the other day. They said amber is back in style. And now I'm seeing a lot of amber focused fragrances. Definitely want to get my nose on Hope. Like I said, I saw it selling at Harrods. I'll sample it there unless Neiman Marcus here gets it before I go to London for the Harrods event. But if you've gotten your nose on any of these fragrances so far, do let us know. Put a comment down below. Let's move on to the next one. Tom Ford Eau d'Ombre Leather. So I knew this was going to feature vanilla, and I feel like it's a vanillic take on the original Ombre Leather. And it's an eau de toilette, I believe, right? Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But it's spices, white suede, vanilla, amber. I'm curious to get my nose on it. I really, really like the idea of this one. Adding vanilla to leather is really, really great. Julien Rasquinet did one for Van Cleef & Arpels. It's called Orchid Leather. Really wonderful offering. That one also had plum though. This one doesn't seem like it has plum. It's mostly the amber, vanilla, white suede, and spices. So this sounds great. I can't wait to get my nose on it. I just couldn't remember. I thought I had heard that it was maybe an eau de toilette concentration, but this doesn't sound like it was going to be an eau de toilette, like an EDT. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. But moving on to the next fragrance, it's Guerlain's Patchouli Paris. This sounds amazing. Now, for some strange reason, I thought this was an exclusive to Harrods. Is it not, or is it? Let me know. It's part of the La Métier collection, and they already have a patchouli fragrance in the Middle Eastern collection. What was that collection called? I think, isn't that called Patchouli Ardent, though, the patchouli that's there? Is that discontinued? Because a lot of things are getting discontinued over at Guerlain. But I'm a sucker for patchouli, and I can't wait to get my nose on this one. This is created by Delphine Jelk. Patchouli, iris, aldehydes, ambergris, musk, and vanilla. I like the fact that Guerlain's doing unique things with patchouli, whereas the previous one, Patchouli Ardent, had the fig note, so it's kind of fruity green. So this one has aldehydes. Are aldehydes in vogue now? Are they popular? Because I'm seeing it pop up quite a bit also, like Dior New Look, and then the Acne Studios from Frédéric Malle, and now we have aldehydes with Patchouli Paris. Again, if you've gotten your nose on these fragrances, do let us know what you think. Put a comment down below until I get my nose on them. I want to hear what you guys think. Next fragrance is from the house of Tamine. It's the Black Carnation, created by Alexandra Carlan. This is sandalwood, black carnation, suede, vanilla, jasmine, ylang ylang, salted pistachio, bergamot, and mandarin. Pistachio is kind of coming back, I feel like. There's a new fragrance from Adamo Parfums. I think it's called Juanillo, that has pistachio note in it, and now I'm seeing it here in the Black Carnation. Carnation fragrances, though, don't seem very popular and trendy in perfumery lately, so is it going to make a comeback? We shall see. Always curious to try a new Tamine fragrance, and I like the sound of the Black Carnation. I do enjoy carnation in fragrances, and I can see why it's a bit old school, but I definitely like that whole clove-like smell that carnations do have. And man, Maison Crivelli is cranking out the fragrances, and I feel like they're focusing on their extracts more lately. I haven't seen them launch a new eau de parfum in the larger bottles since Neroli Nasimba. But this is another oud created by Jordi Fernandez. Oud Cadenza seems really, really delicious. A gourmand oud with oud and caramel, saffron, vanilla, tonka, cacao butter, dates, cinnamon, cardamom, ginger, sugarcane, musk, benzoin. And the notes goes on and on and on and on and on. Very complex. I hope it's delicious. Have you gotten your nose on this one? Is it an exclusive to Harrods? Or is this going to get the rollout? Because I haven't even tried the leather that came out, the cuir. The cuir. Is that how you say it? With a Q rear? That I haven't even sampled yet. And again, I'm losing track now. I feel like this is becoming overwhelming with the launches. It's starting to remind me of DS and Durga with their launches, limited editions. Well, I can't wait to get my nose on Oud Cadenza though. But if you've gotten your nose on it, do let us know. Moving on to Thomas DeMonico. He's launching a new fragrance in the fall, which I've got to sample during Essence in Paris Perfume Week. It's called Ultima Storia. Features notes of almonds, black lemons, clearwood, coffee, cotton, Moroccan leather, Orris Absolute, pear, and talcum powder. For me, I felt like this was a unique, unusual take on a freshie. It has black lemons, meaning in the Middle East, they have these black lemons. So is it that what the note is? I sampled it. It was a bit powdery, a bit gourmand, citrusy. So I want to play around with it and see what the fragrance is all about. I'm curious. I love Thomas DeMonico fragrances, and I can't wait to get my nose on Ultima Storia again. Should be launching in the fall. But moving on to Davidoff's Cool Water Reborn Intense EDP. So this I feel like is a yearly release. Is this true? It says 2024, and I felt like I saw some additional versions or variations on this particular fragrance. It's galbanum, amber, and vetiver. Interesting combination. I like galbanum in fragrances. Do the designers do a really good job with galbanum, especially with the signature lines? And are you a fan of these Davidoff Cool Water flankers? This series has been going on for a long time. It's almost 40 years old. Launched in 88, I believe, right? The original Cool Water. But yeah, I'm curious to get my nose on Cool Water Reborn Intense EDP. But if you've gotten your nose on the previous versions or this version, the 2024 version, do let us know what it smells like. And then we have a new one from Jovoy. It's called Aqua Memorabilis. Is that how you say it? Memorabilis? Vanina Muraccioli is the perfumer. She's been creating perfumes for Jovoy now for a bit. She also did all of the Jeroboam fragrances, which is a sister house of Jovoy. Ambergris, cedar, musk, sandalwood, vetiver, black pepper, clementine, violets, grapefruit, pink pepper, bitter orange. This seems like, it sounds like it's an aquatic, but it seems more like citrus woods, maybe spices. We'll see how it is. I like the sound of it. I need something really beefy from Jovoy. And I feel like they're going into a fresh direction lately. They've launched all of their beefy, strong fragrances. Private label, psychedelic, incident diplomatique. Now we got Aqua Memorabilis. So we'll see how it is. But moving on to PENHALIGON'S. The Dandy, created by Fabrice Pellegrin. It's ambrox, clearwood, patchouli, whiskey, oakwood, cedarwood, bergamot, citron, and raspberry. This one sounds really, really great. I'm actually really liking what Fabrice Pellegrin does lately. And the addition of a whiskey note in fragrances. Like I said, I love boozy fragrances, and I can't wait to get my nose on the Dandy soon in London. Anyway, moving on to Rabanne. It's Million Gold. This series is off the hook. There's way too many flankers of this series as well. But cedarwood, mandarin orange, sandalwood, and spices. I think the elixir was pretty good from this. I featured it in a video recently. Have you gotten your nose on the Million Gold? Do let us know what it smells like. Put a comment down below. And the next and the last fragrance is Calvin Klein's CK1 Essence. This is another long-standing series of fragrances. I believe initially launched in 93 or 94. Very, very popular. I wore it then. Also was beefier back then. Now it's a bit watered down. Originally created by Alberto Morillas, and this one is also created by Alberto Morillas. Man, that guy sticks around with flankers of fragrances he's created, like Aqua de Joe, Man in Black, CK1. So this is sandalwood, moss, frankincense, musk, geranium, green tea, spearmint, white tea, black pepper, blood orange. Doesn't sound anything like the original, so I'm curious to get my nose on this one. Does Calvin Klein release good fragrances anymore? Are they a bit kind of done? I haven't bought a Calvin Klein fragrance for a while. Euphoria Man Amber, I believe, is the last Calvin Klein fragrance that was new that I bought that I really, really enjoyed, but nothing new since or before that for a long time. I've been buying some of their older classics, but they've gone through reformulations. But curious to get my nose on Calvin Klein CK1 Essence. If you've gotten your nose on it, do let us know. That is the last fragrance I'm talking about today. Guys, also going back to Jusbox, there is an event at Harrods on August 29th for the launch of the new Jusbox fragrance that I worked on with Julien Rasquinet and the brand. The fragrance launches on the 18th of August. Then the event happens on the 29th of August. And there are some slots left for the second added hour of Meet the Perfumer meet and greet session. So if you're around and you're interested, come by, meet me, meet Julien Rasquinet and the founders of Jusbox, and then we'll let you smell the fragrance I worked on with Jusbox. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. As a couple of bonus options here, two from the same house of Loewe. There's Earth Elixir and 7 Elixir. I feel like now Loewe is doing elixir versions. They did it of Essentia, which was the elixir of the EDP, because the EDT and the EDP smell completely different. So now we've got Earth Elixir and 7 Elixir. 7, I think, is a popular fragrance. But they're both created by Nuria Crueles Borul. The Earth Elixir is Mimosa, Oud, Pear, Spanish Cistus, Truffles, and Violets. And 7 Elixir is Amber, Chili, Patchouli, Spanish Cistus. The problem with Loewe fragrances, I love this brand, but the problem is nobody sells it near me whatsoever. But again, visiting London at Harrods and also Selfridges, they have these big departments of their fragrances. I'm assuming I can sample them over there again, because I was in London last September 2023, and again, both Harrods and Selfridges had really nice big departments of their fragrances sections, and I was able to smell a lot of their fragrances. So I'm curious to get my nose on these two, and hopefully they'll be launched by the time I get there. But if you've gotten your nose on them, on any of the fragrances I spoke about today, do let us know. Put a comment down below, and see you guys later. Bye bye.